Alright, so you do not have to have a high basketball IQ in order to not be trash at NBA 2K. I promise you. In this video, I want to give you 3 tips that require absolutely zero 2K or basketball IQ in order to help you to get better at the game we all love to hate. And you already know, as you improve on your IQ down the line, it's only going to make you that much more lethal of a player on the virtual hardwood. So without any further delays, let's jump right into the list with the first tip that's going to make you a better 2K player that again requires absolutely zero basketball IQ. And that's stop jumping on defense. Matter of fact, just forget that the jump button even exists when you're playing defense. Easy, I know, but in the actual game, this can be one of the hardest concepts to pick up as we are naturally trying to do everything in our powers to stop the opposing player from scoring. So naturally, we're gonna wanna smash down on Y or triangle if you're on PlayStation and send the opponent's shot or layup attempt into the upper concourse, right next to the food court. But riddle me this, what happens if it's a pump fake? Well, I'll tell you what happens. You end up looking crazy as you fly past your mans and give up an easy basket, that or you end up getting a BS foul called on you. I've had both of those happen to me. And you might be wondering, well, how am I supposed to defend my matchup? Because we all know hands down, man down is still a thing. Well, what you're gonna wanna do is for a majority of the time, just play hands up defense when defending any shot attempt. And this is done by simply pressing up or down on the right stick, depending on how your controller is set up in the options, be it camera relative or absolute. This will determine if you're gonna wanna go up or down with the stick. Pause. By playing defense this way, you are able to not only get a solid contest in the shot, but this way, if your matchup isn't going for the shot and it's just a pump fake or hesitation, you won't end up jumping out of your shoes and ending up in someone's clip. And trust me, most folks out here are not even shooters like that anyway. All they really want to do is get you out of position so that they can get an easy shot. Otherwise, they're trying to rim run, like me. So don't make the game easy for them. Get them hands up on defense, stop jumping for shot blocks, and if they hit the shot, well, hell, congratulations to them. But I guarantee if they take that same difficult shot 10 times, they'll only hit it maybe 3 or 4. So, you know, it's a win in my book. And best of all, no IQ or stick skill required to do this. Just stop jumping like a mad hatter on defense. And when you think your opponent's going to shoot it, just hold up on the right stick. Moving on, a next tip that requires zero 2K or basketball IQ is to look at your player when you're taking shots or trying to score, especially if you're using timing and not real player percentage. And I ain't even gonna hold y'all. At first, I wasn't gonna mention this as I thought it was a known fact to watch your player when shooting until I was running with the squad the other day and one of my boys was complaining about missing a shot attempt and started to blame 2K, of course. And we were all baffled. Like, well, you dumb fuck. If you didn't try shooting it over the lockdown and the help defender, maybe you would have had a better chance at making a freaking shot, you know? And would you believe this motherfucker said, I didn't even know the defender was there. I thought I was wide open. And then the crazy part is when you ask him, well, what was you looking at? He says, I don't know. And it's like, the fuck you mean I don't know? I don't know, it's crazy. But I digress. Honestly, this is how a lot of folks be out here playing the game, just mentally on autopilot, going through the motions, all while getting in a finger workout. Pause. And these will be the same folks complaining that they can't score and that shooting sucks, or asking why is everyone else making shots and not them. Especially nowadays with the moving green window, you almost have got to watch your player while he's shooting. And again, zero IQ is needed here. Just pay more attention, it's free. Moving on to our next zero IQ tip, and that's gonna be to box out your mans on rebound, both on the offensive and defensive glass. Small and power forwards, I'm mainly looking at you guys, but anyone who's down there going for the rebound, the first thing you should be doing is trying to fight for position and boxing out your mans. Perhaps you won't get the rebound, but at the least, you'll be helping out your teammates so that they can secure the board, and you're also stopping the other team from getting them extra offensive opportunities, which if you've ever played with a bad big man, then you already know how demoralizing it can get when the other team's big man is flying around in the paint, grabbing boards like he's Bill Russell in his prime versus a bunch of high school students. And when you're on the offense, boxing out will lead to more easy putback dunks or easy kick out passes for your teammates. And nowadays, probably missed a wide open shot, but hey, at least you're doing your part, right? And honestly, this right here will probably put you in the upper echelons of random bigs, as most bigs are just trying to be shooters or whatever the hell they're doing nowadays, to where they don't really care too much about boards and they just stand in the paint and press Y. That's why another benefit of boxing out is that if you're able to box out your man with good positioning, even if he is a better rebounder than you might get an over the back penalty called against him, which while it won't as a board on the stat sheet, it's still an extra possession, and it's also helping the team out in the long run. So you know, win-win. And then a bonus tip before we get out of here is to let up on the turbo button. I can guarantee you that this is doing more harm than good. For my ball handlers, excessive use of turbo will lead to you getting the ball stolen more times than not, as well as you will end up overrunning the play and find yourself running out of bounds or throwing away a turnover. When it comes to turboing in this game, or pace for that matter, just try to remember, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Pretty much, if I was to sum up everything into one catch-all umbrella tip, it would be to be more of an active player out there on the court. It's easy to go into autopilot mode and just become a spectator. If you're simply paying more attention to the action on court, you will be better off than most of these jokers out here. Till we meet up on the virtual hardwood, luck out. Peace.